Hello students, welcome back to this session. So today in this session we are going to do the poem which is 3.1, The Plate of Gold. Okay, now talking about this poem, let me tell you one thing, that this poem gives us the message or wants us to know that God loves the person who loves his fellow beings. Okay, now this is like a narrative poem. Now what do you mean by a narrative poem? Narrative poem is basically a poem which tells us about an event or which is describing about an event but in the form of poem. Okay, कि जो इवेंट कहाँ पे हुआ है ना, उसको पोएम के फॉर्म में जब बोलते हैं तब उसे क्या बोलते हैं? वी कॉल इट एज अ नरेटिव पोएम. ओके, नाउ लेट अस सी. This is like an whole event which has been occurred, and that is how they have said it in the form of poem. Okay, one day there fell in great Benares temple court a wondrous plate of gold, whereupon these words were read: to whom who loveth best, a gift from heaven. Okay, now what are they saying? That one day they fell in great Benares. Okay, Benares सबको place पता है? It's there in our country, right? It is in India. बनारस, वाराणसी, बनारस, ये सारे जो places है, तो वहाँ पे one day they felt in great Benares temple court के जो temple है, जो मंदिर है, उसमें क्या गिरा? One day they fell. What did fell? A wondrous plate of gold. Okay, so in Benares in a temple there was found a wondrous plate of gold. Wondrous are wonderful, a different plate of gold, whereupon these words were read. Now read is written. Okay, so these words were written on that plate of gold. These words were written. What were the words? To him who loveth best, a gift from heaven. Loveth best मतलब क्या? One who loves God the most over here. Okay, so what was written on that plate? That one who loves the God the most, it is a gift from heaven. So for that particular person who loves God the most, this wondrous plate of gold is a gift from heaven. Okay, this was written on the plate which was found in a temple in Benares. Okay, understood this first paragraph? There was a temple in Benares wherein a great wonderful plate of gold was found. Okay, and on that it was written that a person who loves the God most will get this plate of gold. Okay, understood? Now let us see further. Thereat the priest made proclamation at the midday hour, each day let those assemble who for virtue dim, the right to heaven gift the best, and we will hear the deeds of mercy done, and so adjudge. Okay, so what was written and what happened further? Okay, the priest made a proclamation. Students, what do you mean by proclamation? Proclamation is announcement. So once this प्लेट वॉज फाउंड इन द टेम्पल, द प्रीस्ट, जो साधु होते हैं या जो पुजारी रहते हैं ना, वहाँ पे द प्रीस्ट ही मेड एन अनाउंसमेंट. व्हाट अनाउंसमेंट ही मेड? एट द मिड डे आवर. ओके, बीच में दोपहर में, इन द आफ्टरनून, ही मेड एन announcement. That what was the announcement? That each day let those assemble who for virtue dim. Virtue is behavior which shows high moral standards. Okay, जो अच्छे standards के, जिसके पास अच्छा standard हो या जो अच्छे से लोगों के साथ behave करे, उसको बोलते हैं virtue. And deem, what do you mean by deem? Deem is considered. Okay, so he is telling कि let all of those assemble, सबको assemble होने दो, सबको जमा होने दो. किसको? जिनको लगता है their rights to heaven gift for the best. Okay, that one who think that they are perfect, they have all the standards, moral values in them, and they are the one who should get this golden plate. Okay, so whoever thinks that they have this right to heaven's gift, what is the heaven gift? The golden plate. Whoever considered that they should get this heaven plate, golden plate, they should get assemble, and we will hear the deeds of mercy done, and then we will hear all the deeds, जो सारे उन्होंने काम किए, deeds is work, whatever work they have done, we will hear, and then so a judge is declare, and फिर हम लोग declare करेंगे. Whoever thinks that they deserve this golden plate should come over here, tell us why they deserve the golden plate, and then we will listen to all of them, and then we will declare who will get this plate. Okay, so this was the proclamation which was done by the priest, the sadhu. The news ran swift as light, and soon from every quarter came nobles and munshis, hermits, scholars, holy men, and all renowned for gracious or for splendid deeds. Okay, तो जैसे ये announcement किया था priest ने, as soon as the announcement was done by the priest, the news ran swift as light, that it spread everywhere that the priest is going to give the golden plate to person who tells his good deeds. Okay, so this news spread as light as स्विफ्ट, लाइक दैन स्विफ्ट एज लाइट, दैट लाइट कैसे फटाक से स्प्रेड हो जाती है सब जगह, ऐसे ही ये न्यूज़ भी स्प्रेड हो गई सब जगह. एंड सून फ्रॉम एवरी क्वार्टर इज़ फ्रॉम एवरी कॉर्नर ऑफ बनारस, एवरी वन केम. हु ऑल केम? द नोबल्स. Okay, the one who are nobles, they came. The munshis. Who are the munshis, students? A munshi is like a secretary or a language teacher. Okay, hermits. Who are hermits? A person who is a religious disciple. Okay, कोई पंडित हो गए या जो भगवान जी का जो करते हैं ना, religious disciple is called hermits. Scholars, holy man, and all renowned is famous, well known person for gracious or for splendid deeds, that everyone came from every corner, and then they started telling about their good deeds, their good works. Why? So that they can tell all of these good deeds to the priest, and then priest will award them with the golden plate. Okay, meanwhile the priest in solemn council sat and heard what each had done to merit best the gift for heaven. Okay, meanwhile जब तक ये लोग आ रहे थे तब तक priest क्या कर रहे थे? Priest in solemn council. Solemn was a serious council, so he was sitting there, and whoever came to claim the golden plate, he was listening to all of them. Okay, so for whoever came, sat and heard what each had done to merit best. To merit best is to achieve best, the gift of heaven, that whatever good deeds were done by everyone, the priests were listening them carefully. So for a year the claimants came and went. Okay, how long it happened? For an year. Okay, एक साल तक ये सब चल रहा था process. Everyone was coming, telling about their good deeds, and then the priest was listening. For the year the claimants is the one who claims that they have this right, or they have the right to own something. जो क्लेम करता है ना कि ये चीज़ मेरा है, उसको क्लेमेंट्स बोलते. सो फॉर अ ईयर द पर्सन जिनको लगता था कि नहीं गोल्डन प्लेट हमको मिलना चाहिए, वी हैव डन गुड डिड्स, दे ऑल केम. ओके, एट लास्ट आफ्टर अ पेशेंट वेइंग ऑफ द वर्थ ऑफ ऑल, the priest bestowed the plate of gold on one who seemed the largest lover of the race, whose whole estate within the year had been parted among the poor. Okay, so for an year the priest was listening to everyone's good deed, and finally, after a patient weighing, okay, that after a long patient weighing के इतने patience रखने के बाद, after worth of all, the priest bestowed is to present. What did the king did? He presented the golden plate. He bestowed it. He presented the ring, the prize, the gift, the plate of gold on one who seemed that he thought the one who deserved. Seem is the one who deserved. The largest lover of the race. Lover of the race मतलब क्या? एक साल तक प्रीस्ट ने सबका बात सुना, तो सबके बात सुनने के बाद जो पहले उनको लगा कि नो ही इज़ द वन हु डिज़र्व, इन्होंने बहुत अच्छे गुड डीड्स किए, उनको उन्होंने ये प्राइस जो गोल्डन प्लेट है वो दिया. ओके, what was the good deed he did? Whose whole estate, जो उनका पूरा प्रॉपर्टी था, that was distributed among the year, एक साल में, was parted among the poor. ये जो जिसको उन्होंने select किया ना, priest ने select किया, finally a priest selected a person. So the person who was selected, why was he selected? Because his whole estate, his whole property was distributed to the poor people in the whole 1 year. So that is why the priest thought that he is the person who deserves the golden plate, and उसके लिए priest ने वो golden plate रखा. Okay, this man, all trembling with his joy, advanced to take the golden plate, when lo, at his finger's first touch, it changed to basis lead. Okay, so what happened? That this man, the one who thought is deserving, when he thought when he got to know that he deserves this, he was trembling with joy. He was very happy, and he was all happy, and advanced to take the golden plate, and he was just about to take that golden plate, when lo, what happened? At his finger's first touch, that the golden plate, he was very happy, and when he was about to take that golden plate, when he touched that golden plate, that golden plate turned into basis lead, कि वो lead में convert हो गया, पूरा grey हो गया. जो golden था, that completely turned into lead, the grey color. All stood aghast. Everyone was shocked. Aghast is complete shocked. Everyone was shocked. But when the hapless claimant dropped it, hapless is unfortunate. अभी उसको तो लगा ना, he was very sad that I picked up, but that golden turned into lead. So he was very sad and unfortunate, and then he dropped that on the floor. तो उसने वो जो golden plate था वो उसने नीचे गिरा दिया. And when he dropped it on the floor, Haven's garden was again transferred to shining gold. That वो जो था ना, that again that golden plate, garden is reward, that Haven's reward was again completely turned to shining gold. So when he took it, it was grey color, but when he dropped it, it again turned into a golden color. So far another 12 months sat he priest and judge. Okay, so that happened, that incident happened, and then again for 12 months the priest sat and listened to everyone, and he was thinking that who might be the deserving one. He was always thinking that. Thrice they awarded, thrice did Haven refuse the gift. Okay, so thrice the priest selected the person कि okay नहीं, इसने ज़्यादा काम किया है, he must be deserving, or he has done good deeds, he might deserve. Thrice the priest selected the person, but thrice the same thing happened. Okay, the same thing happened thrice. जब भी कोई select करते थे, whenever that person used to pick that, it used to turn into lead, and when they used to drop it, it again used to turn into gold. Okay, understood? Next, meanwhile, a host of poor Maimed beggars in the street lay all about the temple gate, in hope to move that lovely whereby each claimant hoped to win the gift. And well for them it was, if gold be charity. Okay, for every pilgrim to the temple get praised God, that love might thus approve itself before the test, and so coins rain freely in the outstretched hands. Okay, let us see, बहुत बड़ा हो गया, वापस स्टार्ट करते हैं. Meanwhile, a host of poor, maimed beggars in the street lay all about the temple gate. Okay, ये सब तो हो रहा था, all of these was taking place inside the temple, but what was happening outside, that there was this line of poor beggars. Maimed is permanently damaged. Okay, all permanently damaged beggars were in the street outside the temple. We usually see, right, temple ke bahan pe there are lines of beggars sitting there. So this was lines of beggars sitting in the street all about the temple gate, in hope to move that lovely whereby each claimant hoped to win the gift. And well for them it was, if gold be charity. Okay, so what they were hoping, that award किसको मिलने वाला था, the one who has done good deeds. Okay, so they were very happy, they were hoping अभी ये लोग गुड डीड्स कैसे करेंगे, द क्लेमेंट्स, हाउ विल दे डू गुड डीड्स, बाय गिविंग टू पुअर पीपल, बाय डोनेटिंग, ऐसे गुड डीड्स करते, राइट. सो दे थॉट के द बेगर्स वर होपिंग दैट ओके, ये लोग जो गुड डीड्स करेंगे, अगर उसमें ये लोग हमको थोड़ा पैसा दे देते, और इफ़ दे डोनेट अस समथिंग वी वुड बी हैप्पी. And well for them it was, if gold be charity. For them, the claimants, for them it was just a charity, right? They were doing this charity. Why? To make their good deeds more, and then to win the gift. For every pilgrim to the temple gate praised God, that love might thus approve itself before the test, and so coins rained freely in the outstretched hand. Okay, so what happened, it was thought that the plate of gold, and what happened, that each claimant gave a lot of money to the beggars. Okay, but what happened, that no one looked into the sad eyes. ये लोग क्या करते थे, they just used to, and so coins rained freely in the outstretched hands, but none of those who gave so much as turned to look into the poor sad eyes of them that begged. That what people used to do, just for the name of good deeds, खाली नाम के लिए दे देते थे golden coins, but they never saw that sadness into the beggars eyes. दिल से देने के लिए नहीं दे रहे थे, just कि हाँ भाई मैंने दिया है, मेरा good deeds पड़ा, इसके लिए दे रहे थे. So what happened, that each claimant gave a lot of money to the beggars. Okay, but none just looked into the sad eyes of the beggars. Why? Because they were not giving out of love. Okay, they gave without love, only so that they get the award. They were doing all of this just to get awards, nothing more. Okay, and now the second years had almost passed. Okay, 2 years passed by, but still the plate of gold by whomsoever touched was turned into lead. Okay, so what was happening, 2 years was passed, and it was thought that the plate of golden disagreed with whoever the choice of person was being selected. The golden plate did not wanted to go there. ऐसा सबको लग रहा था कि जब भी कोई भी उसको उठाता था वो टर्न हो जाता था लेड में. Okay, was touched and turned to lead. At length there came a simple peasant, not aware of that strange contest for the gift of God, to pay a vow within the temple. What happened next? There came a simple peasant. What do you mean by peasant? Peasant is a farmer or a cultivator. Okay, एक simple सा बेचारा farmer आया वहाँ पे, not aware of that strange contest for the gift of God. He was not knowing that all of these contests has been going on and everything. Okay, to pay a vow within the temple. He just came there to just वाव दैट मतलब एक दर्शन करने के लिए बेसिकली वो गए थे टेम्पल में. As he passed along the line of shriveled beggars, all his soul was moved within him to sweet pity, and the tears welled up and trembled in his eyes. Okay, so as soon as he was going to the temple to see the darshan, to do the darshan, what happened? The line of shriveled beggars, shriveled is dried up, yeah, wrinkled, पुअर ओल्ड बेगर्स का. जैसे ही उसने लाइन देखा वो पीसेंट ने, तो क्या हुआ? ऑल हिज सोल वॉज मूव्ड विद इन हिम टू स्वीट पिटी, दैट ही वॉज वेरी सैड. एंड स्वीट पिटी इज दया ना, तो उसको एक ऐसा स्वीट दया आ गया बेचारे वो बेगर्स पे. उसका पूरा सोल हिल गया था. लाइक ही वॉज कम्प्लीटली शॉक्ड एट द सिचुएशन ऑफ दोज बेगर्स एंड ही फेल्ट वेरी बैड. कभी कभी होता है ना ऐसा, we see particular person or particular beggar and then we completely feel ऐसा very sad for them, हमको बहुत बुरा लगता है, we completely feel disturbed. So that is what happened to that peasant. He was completely sad by that beggars when he saw the beggars, and the tears welled up and trembled in his eyes. Welled up is filled up, that is eyes was completely filled with tears when he saw the beggars and their condition. Now by the temple gate there lay a poor sore creature, blind and shunned by all. Okay, shunned is avoided, that there was this old poor person who was नियर द टेम्पल गेट. ये तो कैसे, जब वो टेम्पल के वहाँ पे जा रहे थे तो लाइन में बेगर्स बैठे थे. नाउ व्हेन दैट पीसेंट रीच टू द टेम्पल गेट, वहाँ पे एक पुअर अंकल बैठे थे हु वाज सोर क्रिएचर, जो ऐसे मतलब यू नो सोर क्रिएचर थे, एंड ब्लाइंड, ही वाज कम्प्लीटली ब्लाइंड, एंड शर्न्ड इज ही वाज अवॉइडेड. सोर इज थोड़े से सूजा हुआ, थोड़ा थोड़ा कभी बॉडी पार्ट सूज जाता है ना वैसा. एंड ही वाज कम्प्लीटली अवॉइडेड, ही वाज ब्लाइंड. दैट बेगर वाज completely avoided by the people. But when the peasant came and saw the sightless face, but when the peasant went there and when he saw that beggar and trembling, when he saw the sightless face and trembling, maimed hands he could not pass. Maimed is that those hands he could not pass by. Okay, but knelt and took both palms in his hands, both palm in his, and softly said. So what did he do? He took both the hands of that beggar in his hand and softly hold them and said, "O thou, my brother, bear thy troubles bravely." Okay, that "O thou, my brother," he's saying that "Oh my brother, bear this troubles bravely." Okay, he's saying God is good, कि वो उसको अच्छा ऐसा पॉजिटिव वाइब्स दे रहे हैं. वो बेगर को क्या बोल रहे, दैट बेयर ऑल दिस, ये जो सब है ये तू सहन कर. गॉड इज़ वेरी गुड, गॉड इज़ वेरी काइंड, ही वोंट गिव यू मोर ट्रबल्स. बियर ऑल ऑफ दीज स्मार्टली, ब्रेवली, वैसा. Okay, then he aroused and walked straight away across the court. Now he said this to the beggar, and then he went to the court and entered the temple. He went to the temple and entered where they wrangle of their deeds of love before the priest. And then he entered, then he saw this priest and all of the people who were wrangled. Wrangle is argued angrily, आर्ग्यू कर रहे थे एकदम गुस्से में. तो जब उन्होंने एंटर किया, when the peasant enter, he saw all of these peoples were arguing very badly. Why? For the golden plate, for the good deeds which they have done amongst the priest. priest के सामने ये लोग सब झगड़ रहे थे. A while he listened sadly. उसने सुना, तो पीसेंट था, उन्होंने सुना धीरे से. एंड देन हैड टर्न्ड अवे, बट समथिंग मूव द priest who held the plate of gold to beckon to the peasant. Okay, so he was standing there, the peasant was standing there, he listened to all of this fights and he was turning back to go. When he was going, the priest, जो साधु थे, जो सबका बात सुन रहे थे, उनको कुछ क्लिक हुआ. So who held the plate of gold to beckon to the priest? So what he did, beckon is to call. So he called the priest, and then he said, so he came, not understanding, and obeyed, and stretched his hand and took the sacred vessel. Okay, so the priest called the peasant, वो जो बोले वाले अंकल थे जिनको रोना आ गया बेगर को देख के, उसको बुलाया प्रीस्ट ने. ही कॉल्ड एंड ही सेड टू होल्ड दैट सेक्रेड वेसल. जो वेसल था, जो गोल्डन प्लेट था, वो उसको पकड़ने बोला. ओके, ही डिडंट, सो ही केम नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ही डिडंट न्यू व्हाई ही इज कॉलिंग, बट ही ओबेड सिंस ही वाज प्रीस्ट. साधु थे तो उनकी बात उसने सुनी. एंड देन ही स्ट्रेच हिज हैंड्स मतलब उन्होंने अपने से हाथ फैलाए एंड उन्होंने वो सेक्रेड वेसल पकड़ा, गोल्डन प्लेट पकड़ा. Lo, it shone with thrice its former luster and amazed them all. What happened? अब तक जो भी उनको पकड़ रहे थे, that golden plates were turning into lead. But when this peasant, he hold this golden plate, it shone with thrice its former luster. Luster is shine. It was shining 3 times. जितना शाइन उसके पास था वो गोल्डन प्लेट का, उससे 3 गुना ज़्यादा वो और शाइन हो रहा था. एंड दैट अमेज्ड देम ऑल. एंड ये देख के everyone was amazed, everyone was shocked. Son, cried the priest, rejoice, the gift of God is thine. Okay, what he's telling, that priest जो साधु है वो क्या बोल रहे, that बेटा you rejoice this gift, this is the gift which is for you, which is sent by God, and this is for you. Though love is best, and all made answers. Okay, that everyone thought okay, this guy is only perfect because when he hold it, it turned thrice his shine. So everyone thought that yeah, this person is best, and all made answers, it is well. Okay, everyone understood कि हम लेके क्या फ़ायदा, हम पकड़ रहे तो it is turning into lead, उससे अच्छा तो यही पकड़ रहे तो इनको ही मिलने दो. तो everyone agreed to it. Okay, and one by one departed, and one by one they all left. Departed is to leave. But the peasant knelt and prayed. But what did peasant do? He knelt, वो ऐसे झुकते हैं ना भगवान जी के सामने, एंड देन ही प्रेड, बोविंग हिज हेड अबाउट द गोल्डन प्लेट. वो गोल्डन प्लेट को उन्होंने बो किया, एंड देन ही वॉज प्रेइंग. While o'er his soul like morning streamed the love of God. That he's saying while over his soul, he's saying that while over his soul like morning streamed the love of God. Now why do you think that it was that why only the peasant deserved that award, and why not all the claimants? ओके, क्लेमेंट्स ने भी हेल्प किया था पुअर्स को डोनेट करके गोल्डन रिंग्स. तो फिर वो लोग, अरे गोल्डन कॉइन्स, तो वो लोग क्यों नहीं ये हुए, वाई दे वर नॉट कंसिडर्ड, एंड वाई दिस पीसेंट वॉज कंसिडर्ड? बिकॉज इट वॉज द पीसेंट दैट गॉड लव्ड द मोस्ट, बिकॉज हिज डीड्स वॉज ट्रूली सेल्फलेस. ओके, हिज डीड्स, जो उसने वो बेगर को हेल्प किया, जो बाहर बेगर्स को देख के उसको रोना आ गया, फिर द वन वेर ही गेव पॉजिटिव वाइब्स टू दैट ब्लाइंड बेगर विच वॉज नियर द गेट, ऑल ऑफ दिस वॉज सेल्फलेस. ही ट्रूली फेल्ट द पेन, एंड दैट इज़ वाई इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट बाकी के जो बेगर्स थे, अरे बाकी के जो क्लेमेंट्स थे, उन्होंने क्या किया, सिर्फ डोनेट करने के लिए दे वर डोनेटिंग. they did not did from their heart, from pure love or from pure concern for the beggar. They didn't did that. Why do they do? What did they do? They just did for the name of donation, and that is why the claimants didn't get the award, but the peasant got. Samjha? Did you guys understood? Why was the peasant considered? Because he loved his fellow beings. जो लोगों, the beggars, उनका पेन देख के उसको सच में पेन हो रहा था. He felt very bad, and that is why he got that award. Okay? So this was it for today's session. Now talking about the homework part, students, your homework would be that you have to complete all the questions which are given at the side. Now when you come to the page number 57, the first question, who could claim the plate of gold? All the questions which are written in pink. Next is, to whom did the priest give the plate? All those which are written at the side of the questions, at the side of the page, is your homework. Fine. And also you have to complete the workshop part. Okay, now the first one, pick out the words from the poem to complete the sentence meaningfully, is something which would be your homework. The second question, make the list of archaic words from the poem and give the modern equivalent. इसका मैं एक एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ. As I said, देखो, the first line, the second line we have seen, whereupon these words were writ. Okay, 57 पे second line, whereupon these words were read. तो archaic words मतलब क्या होता है बच्चा लोग? Make a list of archaic words from the poem and give the modern equivalent. Archaic words मतलब old words और modern equivalent मतलब उसका अभी का meaning. Okay, तो ये first one मैं एक example दे देती हूँ कि writ is an archaic words जिसका अभी का meaning होता है return. Okay, so this is like one example which I have given you. Out of the poem you have to find the few more archaic words and write its meaning. Fine. Now this is sub question 3 is like a flow chart. You know what story, what has the events taken place. So all of these are jumbled and you have to write them in a flow chart as per as the situation occurred in the poem. Okay. Now the fourth one is, which two sayings about gods are conveyed through the poem? Okay, which two sayings out of these four, which two are considered in this poem, which you feel कि okay ये line बराबर है, ये line हमको poem से समझता है वैसा. Okay, fifth one, but the peasant bowed and prayed to God. What could he have prayed for? This is again like a PR question. They are asking, what do you think the peasant might have asked for to God? So you have to write this as also. Sixth, imagine that you are the peasant. Okay, compose a short prayer to God about having this. Okay, now we have to write, if you are peasant and you think that you have won the golden plate, what would you pray? That okay, thank you, जो भी आप pray करोगे, you have to write it in your own words. Okay. Seventh, read other poem by Leigh Hunt, especially about Ben Adam. Compare the message in that poem. Okay, this is also like a good homework which you can done with. Now we have seen the poet is, sorry हम लोग ने poet देखा ही नहीं, the poet is James Henry Leigh Hunt. Okay, this was like an event which took place जो उन्होंने poem के form में बताया. So they are saying you, उनकी और एक poem है above Ben Adam. You have to read that poem, you have to understand that poem, and then what message that poem is giving us. You have to compare the message of this poem and that message, and what do you observe. Okay, so all of these I think is quite simple and you guys can do it, and that is why I'm giving it to you as an homework. Okay, so yeah, that was it for today's session. I hope you have understood the poem very easily, because I was very slow during this process. I wanted you guys to understand it. Okay, so yeah, that was it for today's session. We'll see you all in the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Bye.